Well, hey everybody. If you were expecting the voice of David Attenborough, really sorry about that.
This creature is a specialist at surviving in this harsh terrain. And in adapting to this place, it has become like no other animal on Earth.
Can't help but notice that my lilac is bushing. Can't help but notice that my lilac bush is blooming. That only means one thing. It's springtime here in the Midwest. So today I want to talk about spring tune-ups, spring cleanings, spring service, summer checkup. Why do we call it that? What is it exactly? Do you need it? Do you not need it? I don't know. Let's talk about it today. So stay tuned. Let's roll. All right, so here we are. It's springtime. I get the question all the time. Do I gotta clean my air conditioner? Do you really need to come out for a spring cleaning? No. Don't have to. I mean, spring cleanings are like haircuts, right? Do we need them?
Hell yeah, you need them.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt.
Come in, Ernest. Let's clean you up.
2 hours later.
And just like that, you get that spring tune-up, you get all that winter shag off from last year, you're running clean, you're running cool, you're running more efficient. That's all there is to it. Thanks, Jim.
You bet.
Okay, so real talk, let's get out the shenanigans. We're done with them for a little bit. Let's get down to the basics. Spring tune-up, spring cleanings, summer cleanings. What are they? Do you need them? Okay, listen. You can turn your air conditioner on. The fear's gone. You can turn it on, let it run. Was it working last year? Because chances are it's going to be working this year when you turn it on. Here's what we've got going on though. So let me start out by explaining to you the very basic of how the air conditioning system's working. You've got your air conditioner, or your heat pump, your outdoors, your condenser, if you will. You've got your evaporator coil in the house. You've got a blower motor, whether it's a furnace, whether it's an air handler, that's going to be blowing that through your ductwork. Okay? There's the basics of it. You've got some copper lines that connect this to this. Refrigerant flows through that. When you turn your air conditioner on at the thermostat, air is going to be blown up this way. Really, that's the hot air leaving your house. It's sucking air through these coils, coming through. There's some magic that's going to happen in there between a gas and a liquid, refrigerant, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to bore you guys with those details. You got to have that air conditioner clean for it to efficiently work. It's been a cold winter. Spring's taking its time getting here. We're not the only ones cold and cooped up inside the house. Believe it or not, there's some critters that have taken up residency inside your air conditioner, or could have, not all of you. Mice, bugs, wasps, snakes. Believe it or not, I know I'm not the only technician. I have witnessed it with my own eyes. I've seen a bee completely ruin an air conditioner's day and cause some major problems within an air conditioning system. If you're not having that checked, if you don't have a technician out there to take a look at it, you're never going to know that that condition even existed. So it's good to have your technician come out. We can serve them an eviction notice, get them out of there, relocate them to someplace better. We're going to come out, we're going to clean that air conditioner. Now listen, it's not just as simple as hosing the air conditioner off. That's not what we're doing. I get a lot of customers that tell me, hey, I hose my air conditioner off every time I mow. Why do I need to have you come out? And here's what I have to say to that. Great job. Keep it up. Never hurts to wash that air conditioner off. But to truly do it right, your technician's going to be coming out. We're going to be taking this fan motor off. To do that, we've got to disconnect the power to it. We're going to take this fan motor off, open it up, get inside and clean. Now, not all air conditioners are built the same. A lot of them look the same. We have different coil types. There's different coil designs. From micro channel, there's spine fin, there's aluminum clad. There's just a couple different variables. Some air conditioners need to be cleaned with a blowtorch. Some of them can just be hosed off. There is some manufacturers that use a dual row coil. That coil is literally two coils that are sandwiched together, and to clean it properly, you actually have to go in and open those coils up and hose off in between the coils. It's not just a matter of shooting water through it. Now, as we all well know, springtime in Missouri doesn't mean it's going to be warm out. It's gray, it's rainy, it's cool. It's a bummer. We're all ready to get outside and do something. We really need those temperatures to be at 65 degrees and above. Now, I know we've had a couple 72 and 80 degree days, but believe it or not, that ground is so saturated with cool air that if you were to get down on your hands and knees and feel the ground, you'd actually feel that that ground's about 40 degrees still. It's rising. We're probably closer to the 50s as we hit mid-April here, but by May, we are going to be ripping and ready to go cleaning those air conditioners. The heat will be on, and we all know what that means. Now, some of the other things I'll be doing on that spring checkup, you know, as we all saw in the previous air filter video, we can be really good about checking our air filters, but sometimes checking them once a month or every 3 months just isn't enough. So most times I'm going to be bringing out an air filter to change the air filter out in the house. We're going to be checking that blower wheel. We're going to be making sure that it's not coming loose, you don't have any excess dirt buildup, and if so, we can get that pulled out and get that cleaned for you as well. Going to be checking that refrigerant usage in the air conditioner, making sure it's where it needs to be. That's where I kind of need that heat to be a little warmer outside than a 50-degree day. It can be done in the cool air. It's just a lot easier for everybody. It takes me less time, takes other technicians less time. Less time means less money out of your pocket. Now, checking that charge. Believe it or not, when I'm outside and I have my gauges hooked to your air conditioner and it's on and running, I can tell how clean the coil is on the inside of the house. So if you see us show up and you don't see us running in there to take out the coil and get it all clean, it's because it's not dirty. Your air filter's done its job. Maybe the house isn't as dirty as you think it is. Rest assured, just because I'm not in there taking the coil apart doesn't mean I'm not paying attention to that coil. I'm checking that condensate drain. We're looking for sludge, hair, mold buildup. But we can see with our gauges if the refrigerant is low. We can see with our gauges if the coil is dirty. We can check with our gauges and see if the fan motor is operating at the right speed. There's a lot that can be told by hooking our gauges to that air conditioner. Those refrigerant totals play a huge factor in refrigerant charge and where that unit's at. I can't tell you how many times, and I know I'm not alone. Once again, I'm going to include other technicians on this. Somebody's like, oh, my air conditioner works just fine. Great. Hook my gauges up to it, and lo and behold, yeah, that air conditioner is cooling. And it's cooling great. You know, you don't even realize that there's an issue because your house is cool. You've got the thermostat set at 72 degrees, and sure enough, it's 72 degrees. But there's some terminology that we use that we're looking for, and that's superheat and subcool. If those are off, your air conditioner could be cooling, but it's not cooling to its fullest potential, which once again is money out of your pocket that you don't need to be spending. The new units we're putting out nowadays are a lot less forgiving than the old units that we used to put in 5, 10, 15 years ago. Some of these units that we're seeing nowadays, they only have as little as 3 pounds of refrigerant or less. Some of your mini splits take ounces of refrigerant. Now, a term you hear me say a lot is we're going to be checking those electrical components to make sure they're working right. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, you've got capacitors, you've got transformers, you've got circuit boards, you've got wiring, you've got fuses. Believe it or not, like a capacitor, we can see when those are starting to swell, and that signifies that that capacitor is starting to get old and is likely going to be failing in the very short future. We can also see if they're leaking. Sometimes they'll start to leak. You could have terminals on there that are burnt from amp draw. It's not because your unit is caught on fire. It's just due to age. Starting that air conditioner over and over again, sometimes those terminals go bad. We're looking for burn spots in wiring. We're looking for burnt spots in the electrical board that's there. A lot of times we're going to be clamping our meter on when the fan motors in the units are running. We're checking to see if they're drawing too high of an amperage. A high amperage reading could signify that A, the charge is not correct, or B, you have a component that's going bad, or even C, both. So let's talk about mini splits for a moment. I'm not going to go too far in the weeds on this because mini splits, well, come on, that's a whole nother video all on its own. If you have a mini split, then I'm talking to you. If you don't know what a mini split is, give me a call and I'll explain it to you. For those of you that have mini split units in your house, those actually need to be cleaned too. Not only does the outdoor unit need to be cleaned, but really annually, there is a cleaning procedure that needs to be done on those mini splits. Some of those are easy. It's a matter of just pulling the little filter, you hose it off in the sink, dry it out, put it back in the unit, all is well. Maybe you brush the coil off when you've got the cover off. That's great. That's great maintenance. If your mini split head is starting to make noise, that blower wheel's probably dirty, and it's going to take someone that knows what they're doing to dismantle that head, pull the blower wheel out, hose it off, clean it up, and put it back together. Alright, so here we are. If you were hoping for a nerdy video that we talked about the thermodynamic nucleic properties of the air conditioner and the refrigerator, that's not what this video is about. What this video is about to say, hey, you can turn your air conditioner on, but you really do need to get a spring service. You really do need to have a technician, a qualified technician, come out, take a look at it, make sure everything's okay. Just because the top didn't blow off, there's not smoke coming out of it, or it's making some god-awful noise, that doesn't mean there's not something wrong with it. You could have some underlying issues that we can see, we can identify those, and we can get those fixed for you as soon as we can. So, at the end of the day, just remember, gotta call J.Shaw. 816-635-0474. See you soon.